So the main character did his medical company segment, and the main character wasn't even allowed to have the witnesses on the other side give their opinions and speak their mind, because the company that was fighting on the other side was basically bitching, throwing a fit, not allowing the other witnesses to appear. And the main character's like, yeah, you can have what you want. Yeah, you can. But when the segment started and the live show started, the main character stepped in and became the witness himself. He started as the host, but he turned into a witness himself. He used all his law and medical knowledge to bite the living daylights out of anyone that spoke against him. Like, the main character became a sprite, and he was like, no one's gonna fight me. I went to school for this. I have medical knowledge. I have law knowledge. Do not fight me, bitches. Also, that new assistant who becomes the ex-new assistant, he literally brought a paid actor. He literally couldn't find a relative, quote-unquote, a relative of the person he was supposed to bring, and so he brought a paid actor. And the main character's like, yeah, no, I'm not doing this. And then later, this kid was acting all haughty, rude. He was flaunting the fact that he had a quote-unquote relationship with the male lead, which was displeasing the main character. So the main character's like, okay, if you're gonna be like that, come to my place tonight. And the kid's like, what? The main character's like, yeah, come with me. And the main character had two things he was gonna do. Either fool around with this kid, or put this kid in his place and teach the kid how to actually treat his seniors and his elders at work. But the kid didn't show up. It was the male lead, and the male lead's like, we don't have a relationship like that. Me and that ex-new assistant, we don't have a relationship like that. No, and you're not allowed to have a relationship with him. And they fooled around and got back together. Like, they fooled around for days. Like, for days. He was not going to let the main character feast upon someone else. He was like, no. During the whole getting back together, the main character had the male lead promise things like get rid of the, producer that was trying to get rid of him, don't allow the rival host to call him by the same name the main character calls him. Do not allow that. Like, the main character had a few list of things he wanted the male lead to promise. He even gave the male lead a key to his place. But the main character realized that no, the male lead didn't keep his promise. The male lead is allowing that person to still work there. He's allowing the, rival host to still call him that. So the rival host, I forgot to say this during book 1, but the rival host didn't just steal the main character's parking spot, but the floor that he's staying on is actually originally the main character's office and floor, and he stole that. And now he's trying to steal the premise of the main character show. He got the old show the main character originally worked on, and he's trying to use that, change the premise of the show, and change it to the same exact premise of the main character show. Literally make it as a spoof version, like an extra bonus version of what the main character show is, or basically the same thing. And male lead completely agrees with it. And what pisses me off is the fact that the male lead literally compares him still in book 2. At the end of book 2, he literally compares the main character and the, host rival, and still states the host rival is a better version, and it pisses me the fuck off. Like, this bitch is just a bitch this entire time. He has not yet to me proven that he's a better host. He's a bitch. I forgot to say this during book 1, but the male lead's actually a father. Like, he actually has a son. He was originally married, but his wife passed away when his son was young, and then he sent his son abroad to be raised. But he has a son. Like, sometimes the main character stays in the son's room when he stays over at the male lead's place. He doesn't stay in the same room as the male lead. He stays in the son's room. Also, when someone was over, they mistaken the main character for the male lead's son, and the male lead's like, oh yeah, this is my son. Doesn't even stop the person. He's like, yeah, this is my son. And continues to pretend that the main character is his kid while they're fooling around. And I was sitting there going, no, I don't like this. Like, I thought it was weird that the main character kept comparing the male lead to his father, but I found it really weird that the male lead was pretending the main character was his son. Like, ugh, gross. Really gross. Like, I was trying not to barf. The main character confesses his feelings, but he wasn't, like, given a choice, or, like, he randomly said, oh, I love you. No, the male lead was literally, while they were doing this, literally choking him to death, and forces the main character to admit he loves him. Like, was going, you like me, kept saying that, while tightening around the main character's throat tighter. And the main character's like, yes, I like you, I love you. All right? And then the male lead never, said anything about his confession the next day. At all. And I'm like, fuck you, bitch. playing with his feelings like this. So the main character, just like how the male lead got him to confess, he gets the male lead to confess the same way, except he doesn't physically assault the male lead. It's just during, their fun times. And the main character's like clinging to him. He's kissing on him, trying to kiss him at least. And he's like, oh, you like me, you like me. And this does not please the male lead. Like, he is frustrated, getting upset, getting angry. He's like physically pushing the main character away. Like, he's getting pissed the fuck off because the main character's just being really cute and being pouty and being clingy and being all kissy, being like, you like me, you like me. He literally throws the main character off the balcony and into, like, he purposely tried murdering the main character. And afterwards, the main character is terrified. He did ask the male lead, oh, you like me, right? After throwing the main character off and saving the main character, because he did jump back into the water himself. He jumped off the balcony, jumped into the water, and rescued the main character. But that's also people who are screaming, going, oh no, someone's drowning. He literally had no choice but to save the main character. And he goes, oh yeah, I do like you. And I'm like, no, you don't deserve the main character. Get the fuck away from him. Get the fuck away from him. Like, you are totally a fucking red flag. So the main character decides to do a sexual assault segment. He already did a few episodes before he discovered a little girl was sexually assaulted by her teacher, even though the teacher's seen as a martyr, someone who donates all his money, even though he lives in a shabby place, that he does volunteer work as a teacher. He's literally volunteering his duty as a teacher. And so the main character decides to do a segment over this girl's abuse, even though the case hasn't been really settled yet, and there's no actual proof that the teacher did anything, and the case isn't even going anywhere because everyone keeps basically harassing the family to keep their mouth shut. And the main character's like, I'll get justice for this little girl. I'll help this little girl. I'll bring her case to light. But because the main character does a biased thing with this thing, he also wanted to make fair light to both situations, not to ruin this man's life if he wasn't actually a true perpetrator. But it looked like he was, because there's actual video proof that he might have done a thing to a little girl, because he was caught in a photo kissing a little girl. But yeah, the main character does this segment, and it didn't look bad at first, but when, the rival host took over, he literally destroyed this person's life. He literally took the segment and he took it a whole new level, and it's bad. And the main character was starting to get a little suspicious. Like, the male lead's son is actually now working as the main character's assistant. Main character at first didn't realize it was the male lead's son, but then he discovered it was. And the kid had questioned the main character. He's like, do you really think the guy could have been innocent, and you could have ruined this guy's entire life? Which is what the male lead also warned the main character that could possibly happen. The main character's like, no, there's actual evidence. And the kid pulls the main character close, makes everyone think they kissed, but they didn't kiss. And he questions the main character, see, this is proof that you need to look into it. And after, the host rival made his segment, the main character realizes he might have fucked someone over. And because, the host rival had made the segment way worse, he also points out the main character, he won't be getting in trouble if it's proven that the dude was innocent. No, the person will get in trouble be the main character. Also, the kid doesn't know that, male lead's son doesn't know the main character is his father's new lover. He almost caught on, like, he almost found out because he was over there when the main character was over, and the main character was hiding in the male lead's room, and he's like, oh, is my new stepmommy hidden in there? And the male lead's like, yeah, you can go meet your new stepmommy. Have you met your new boss yet? And the kid's like, no, I haven't met him yet. And the main character's like, oh, fuck, I got out of here, and literally broke his ankle trying to get the fuck out of there. And I'm like, bitch, what's wrong with you? Also, the male lead's kid keeps flirting with the main character. Like, not full-on flirting, but kind of also flirting. I'm like, kid, that's your stepmommy. And I'm only calling him stepmommy because the book calls him stepmommy. But, like, kid, that's your stepmommy. Back up. But you and your dad seem to have the same taste in people. You like them sassy. You like them a little mean. The kid's probably like, dad's 20 years your senior. You're only a few years older than me. I'm the better choice. Wink, wink.